When the doctor looked closer and saw that the wolf wasn't moving away from the woman, they immediately dialed 911. Amber Smalls, 24, worked daily in the city after finishing college. She resided in a small town in America and earned a respectable living there. Amber often enjoyed walking in the nearby woods because she found that the serenity of nature and the clean, fresh air relaxed and refreshed her. She would have to commute to work, which could take up to an hour, and being a new graduate, she was still learning the ins and outs of the new job, left her feeling quite stressed out at the end of the day. Despite her love for the forest, Amber always made sure to stay on the trails and paths she was familiar with, and stayed close to the wood's entrance. She knew the woods were home to dangerous animals like wolves and bears that could seriously harm her if she crossed their path. Amber had finally received a day off from work, and fortunately, it was a gorgeous day with the sun shining down. Amber decided to go for a walk, since she hadn't been able to do for the previous couple of days due to arriving home from work late. After getting ready, the young woman set off on her trip, forever changing her life. She took one of her preferred paths, a little further into the tree line, but included more beauty. Amber was admiring gorgeous, colorful flowers when all of a sudden she heard a high-pitched howl. The lady froze, fearing the animal would soon come straight at her through the trees. Amber heard the owl howl again, but this time it sounded more discouraged and distressed. The young woman felt concerned because the noisemaker was obviously in pain, and she wanted to help. Unsure of what else to do, she started to walk towards the area where she thought the sound was coming from. After a short while of walking, Amber came across a scene that broke her heart. In the middle of some trees, a lone wolf lay on the ground, whimpering in pain. This was the moment Amber made the decision that would change her life. Amber initially stayed put because she didn't know what was wrong with the wild dog and didn't want to get too close. She didn't want to be attacked. However, after observing the wolf for a few minutes, Amber realized it was somehow stuck. The young woman crept closer, hoping to see what held the wolf in place. Being closer, Amber could see what happened. The wolf had become entangled in some old wire and was unable to move. Feeling sorry for the creature, the young woman took a deep breath and started creeping closer to the wolf again. The wolf lifted its head and looked over to her. The animal started growling, causing Amber to freeze in her steps. However, only seconds later, the dog started whimpering again. Amber crouched down once she was a few feet away from the animal and pulled out a small pocket knife, one that she always carried on walks. She then began to cut the wires away. Throughout the entire time, Amber worked to free the wolf. The animal just watched her and made no sound or moves to attack her. Eventually, after a few tense minutes, Amber cut the last wire and the wolf escaped. The young woman instantly stepped back a few steps to give the dog room to settle back in. The more Amber observed the wolf, which she could tell was a female, the more she saw something wrong. The wolf was limping, and it appeared like one of the wires had slightly grazed its legs. The wolf turned to look at the young woman instead of bolting into the woods, and after appearing to assess her, the animal limped over to Amber and began petting her head. Amber was astounded by what was happening and thought the wild dog was kind and taking advantage of the situation. Even more, Amber offered the wolf several pets. Amber decided to continue helping the animal until it could take care of itself again. Amber ventured into the woods daily for the following few weeks to bring the wolf some food. The young woman knew that because of her injured legs, the wolf wouldn't be able to hunt for herself anytime soon, and that without help, she ran the risk of going hungry. The two quickly developed a close bond, and soon both Wolf and Amber were looking forward to their daily meetings. One day, however, something strange occurred. Amber failed to appear at the agreed time upon meeting location. The wolf was bewildered and slightly concerned. Amber would always meet her at a clearing where they had first met and immediately give the wolf a good helping of meat. Because her friend had never missed one of their meetings, she decided to try meeting her again the following day. However, the following day came and went, and Amber failed to arrive at the clearing again. Worried, the wolf decided to go in search of her friend. The dog emerged from the woods and followed Amber's scent. Soon after, she saw herself at a cemetery. where a crowd gathered around a coffin. The wolf moved in close to the coffin. The wolf approached the coffin just as Martin, Amber's husband, was about to begin burying Amber and started growling. It appeared that Amber had passed away. It had been incredibly sudden, and no one anticipated it to happen. He was heartbroken because he had truly loved her. Losing her in such a way had been shocking. When Martin realized the creature was the wolf his wife had repeatedly mentioned, the onlookers backed away in horror and dread. Martin was astounded that his wife had come all that far to see a wolf. Martin observed as the she-wolf sniffing at the wooden coffin. The animal appeared to know who was inside, and she was growling increasingly, desperate to get her out. The dog was so agitated that she started biting and scratching the coffin to open it. Initially, a few mourners attempted to stop her, but after a few growls, they withdrew again. Eventually, the coffin lid opened after a particularly strong scratch. But what happened next shocked everyone. From the small opening the wolf had made in the coffin, a hand emerged and pushed the rest of the lid away. Moments later, Amber erupted from the coffin, gasping for air. Everyone exhaled in disbelief, because what they saw had to be a miracle. While Amber sat on the ground, Martin hurried up and pulled her out of the coffin before phoning the authorities and a doctor. She started to kiss her face and embrace her. When the police and the doctor came to the scene, Amber joyfully reciprocated, since she didn't realize she owned the animal her life. Amber was given an immediate health examination to determine what had happened, since everyone believed she had died. The doctor was able to ascertain that Amber had suffered from a condition known as catalepsy, when a person experiences a trance or a seizure, with a loss of sensation and consciousness, coupled with the rigidity of the body. After the scare, Amber and Martin resumed their lives, grateful for a second chance. However, there was a new family member. The she-wolf was frequently seen around their home, happily greeting the young woman and enjoying meals in the garden. What an incredible story! Fortunately for Amber, the she-wolf could detect that she was still alive and got her out of the coffin in time. Please comment below, let us know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible videos.